To save money while living in America, I'll be living in this Honda Civic, so get ready with me while I go prepare to turn this Honda Civic into a livable house. Right now, I'm at the poor people's store. I'm at Walmart, so I'm gonna go in there and find items for my car. So this cop started following me around the store for some reason.
There's one lady up here that been living in her car for a couple years, and I feel like people give her so much shit about it. But I have a few months, and honestly, it's really not that bad. I would say the worst parts about it is actually the fact that you don't really have like a good amount of space. Like you can't really like sleep comfortably like you can in a bed. But if you have a big car, it's nothing to worry about. I had a sedan when I was sleeping in my car, so I wasn't really the most comfortable because I could only just like lay my seat fully back out.
The housing crisis in America is getting so outrageous that a lot of Americans can't afford to pay their rent anymore, and they're just gonna be living in their cars or otherwise going homeless. Rent in a lot of bigger cities are over $2,000 for a single bedroom, and they're only increasing every year. A lot of Americans who don't mind the tight space and occasionally getting disturbed are moving into their cars because it can potentially save them hundreds of thousands of dollars in the long run. While I respect those who can pull this off and save towards a better future, I find the current housing situation very sad and depressing. And it's really sad while living in the richest country of the world, so many people can no longer afford housing, and they're being pushed into near homelessness or have to resort to alternative housing such as living in their car.
A couple days ago, me, my mom, and my sisters got evicted, right? Because I guess my mom decided rent wasn't important to pay. And now I'm considered homeless. But mark my words, next 6 months to a year, I'm going to get successful. Y'all wish me luck.
So I'm in Philadelphia, and Philly rents is going extremely high. They expect people to pay rent $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month for a home.
Somebody asked me, do people rent out storage units in Atlanta and live in them? I won't be surprised, y'all. What you mean? These folks up here living like it's no tomorrow. No jobs, they just living life. So for them to live in one of them things, I won't be surprised.
Any apartment that's charging people $2,000 or more should be coming with a washer and dryer, and also a dishwasher and an elevator in the building. Because there's no reason why you're charging $2,000 or more for a one bedroom and it's not coming with any amenities. And it's on the 5th floor. No washer, no dryer, no elevator. You gotta walk all the way up to the 5th floor, and a one bedroom is a fucking shoebox. Like, let's be so freaking for real.
Granted, he might be onto something because rent is, but in the social media world full of toxic investigators, he's bound to be found out and put out. And I have questions about the facility because how are they never seeing this man and his girl on camera? Like he's sprinting up and down the hallway doing handstands, going on dates in the storage unit. Something's not adding up. But if something is adding up, I need to know what facility he's staying at because the way rent is increasing around here. I'm just kidding, but do you guys think he got on here and made up a story for social media? Or do you think he's actually living in that facility and he just hasn't been found out yet?
Hey, I'm homeless. I live in my car, and I'm going to show you how I get ready for bed when it's cold outside. I think it's supposed to dip down into like the teens tonight, like 19 degrees or something like that. So first order of business is to warm this car up before I get all snug as a bug in my bed. So right now I have the car running with the heater going, and I'll do that for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I put my privacy curtains up on my front windows. This is what they look like. I don't know if you can see up close, but basically they have little clips that clip in here, and then I tie up here in the middle. And here's what my front windshield cover looks like. It's just one of these little doohickeys. And I always put my pillow up here in the front with me while I'm heating up my car so it gets nice and warm because I hate sleeping on an ice cold pillow. And I put my back window covers on. I have to get out of the car and do that. They're these little like screen type ones. I guess they're like, I don't know, they're breathable. And they just slide over the glass. Here's a better idea of what they look like. They just slide on here. Like so, like that. So it's all warm and toasty now, so I'm gonna hop in the back. Ooh, yay! Now I lock my car so nobody can get me. And now I just wrap up in my Magellan low temp sleeping bag. Actually, I use it as a blanket and cover myself and kind of tuck it under. And even though it's going to be frigid, I'm going to be super cozy and comfortable. It's a process, but it's worth it.
And living in your car has its days. It has its moments. At one point, you feel all liberated and free. You know, it's not that bad. But the next, I don't know. It's just like, damn, I miss my bed. I hate waking up every morning and my ankles look like watermelons. I've never seen my ankles look like this before. Like, it's hot. It's a little hotter today. And I don't know. I just wish I had a home with some AC and a couch and a bed so I could bed rot today. I would never take my stability for granted ever again. Ever again. If I have to get 3 jobs, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, because this is not a joke. This is not fun at all. My cousin just bought me some food. I guess I feel better now.
I would have to disagree that $2,100 a month is damn cheap. And a lot of people have commented this, but it's just not true. So I'm going to explain why. The national average salary in the United States right now is $59,000, and $59,000 after taxes, your take home every month is about $3,800. So if you are a household or a single person living off of that one salary, that rent right there is more than half of what you're making. And that's just the average. So of course there's going to be people that are well below the average who cannot even afford a $2,100 rent that you guys are saying is cheap. Now, I'm not ungrateful at all. I'm blessed that we are able to afford this $2,100 of rent, which we got at this rate because we moved during COVID, during the height in 2020. We moved there in 2020 during the height of COVID, and they were having a really good deal because they were desperate to get people in. Now, unfortunately, that rent is about $3,000. But why are we normalizing? Why are we normalizing $2,100 a month of rent as being cheap when the majority of people in the United States don't even make enough to afford this type of rent? So many people have roommates. So many people who are families and have multiple children are living in an apartment instead of living in a house, which is what we are saving for. We're never going to own this apartment. We're all just throwing our money away, renting instead of buying. We have no buying power right now as millennials and as Gen Zers. Why aren't we able to afford to buy things like the generations before us did? How come we're the ones that are screwed? I was born and raised in California. It's not going to be possible for me to buy a home here because the average price of houses here, and these are old houses, like 1950s houses, is about $700,000. I thought I made decent money. Last year was the most I ever made, right? I thought that we would be able to afford a house. We're not going to be able to afford a house that's almost $1 million. It's just not going to happen. So I understand people saying $2,100 is cheap. It's not cheap. It's cheaper than other places, but we are all of us are being overcharged for rent, and these houses are insanely expensive, and there's like no chance of most people ever even being able to afford to buy a house in their lifetime. That's sad.
Rent is too damn high. The cost of living is too damn high, and I don't understand how the government thinks that is sustainable for the American citizens. I am looking online at different places, houses, apartments, townhomes, everything to see what's out there. One, they want you to make 3 times the rent. Jobs are not paying 3 times the rent. I'm looking at different jobs that require at least a bachelor's degree, which I have, but they're at $52, $50,000 a year. What? And you expect me to pay $2,000 and above for rent, and you want me to make 3 times that? Like, make it make sense. How is people surviving out here? I really want to know, how are people surviving? And then they want to get on you about living, allowing people to come stay with you, and they paying a portion of the rent. So people can't stay there if they're not on the lease, and you can get in trouble for that and evicted for that. And on top of that, they want your the deposit, which is the equivalent of the rent, the first month rent, and then last month rent. And then they want your credit score to be extra high. Mine is 796. So I mean, I will qualify, but again, for the average American, that's not doable. That is not doable. They want you to spend every aching ounce, every minute of the day at somebody's job, collecting hours and hours and money and money and money and money. When do you get to sleep? When do you actually get to be at home? You don't even get to be at home. How is any of this sustainable? It's not. The housing crisis is already bad enough. There isn't any more low-income housing. I know, because I work in housing, so I know. People are really hurting, really struggling to live and survive. And it's going to be a lot more homeless people that do have jobs, but they can't afford to get apartments. And that's a lot of homeless people that I see. They actually work, but they can't afford to get. I moved out into my own apartment when I was 19 years old, okay? I had it was 1 bedroom, 1 bath. It was $625. 1 bedroom now is over $1,200. A 2-bedroom back then was $800 at the most. $725 on the low end. That's when I moved out. Now it has tripled. That is not sustainable. And a lot more people are going to go homeless. Period. Now they being little picky about how many people you can have living in a home or an apartment. But how do you expect people to survive? They're not paying us enough to pay these prices. This is not sustainable, and eventually it's gonna bust.
It ain't no way that renting an apartment is this expensive now. Like, what's really going on, bro? Like, the market for apartments is crazy. Not even just apartments, like houses, all that. It's like the norm is like $2,500. Like, what's really going on? How do y'all expect people to get through the week? Just like, I don't get it. Like, bro, I feel bad if you ain't working right now or something. Like, it is crazy. Like, and then it be the apartments that don't even be nothing special about it. It ain't them high-rise apartments. It's the simple one bathroom, 2 bedrooms, living room, and that's it. Like, at the end of the day, bro, the something gotta shake. A reality check has to come in play. Like, I don't know what's been going on these last couple of years, but I don't like it. Like, bro, you can't even tell nobody, like, yeah, I'm gonna move out and I get 18 to get a man. That's damn near throwing them to the wolves. You know what I'm saying? Like, how motherfuckers be like, your parents be like, hey, you gotta move out when you get 18. I wish motherfucker would tell me if I was 18 right now, move out. You gotta let me get some time to understand what's going on. Like, these apartments are so expensive. And that ain't even groceries, cleaning products, clothes. Like, to the new generation, life is life. And you remember that teachers always be like, yeah, once you graduate, you're gonna see how life is. No, life is really life. And I'm telling you, life is real.
I'm not gonna say too much. I'ma just say that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm in Crown Heights. That's crazy. Alright. The big G is happening, you heard? If you needed another song, it's either that or fucking Whole Foods. Whole Foods ain't coming over here yet. All right, rent about to go up. Hold up, gang. Nigga almost got lost out this bitch. I'm like, what's going on? Niggas done packed up the gateway. What's that, the Raceway? The dumbass gas station that never had no water, never had bags, never had nothing in there but an old sleepy ass African nigga, that's it? Oh shit, rent about to be $5,000 for a studio, no closet.
I don't know the rules, but what is the rent prices like where y'all from? Let me know in the comments.
It's been snowing pretty much nonstop since like 11 o'clock this morning. Still snowing. It is, what time is it? 9 o'clock now. So tonight is going to be super cold. It's like 18 degrees right now. It's going to be getting down to like 2 degrees by the morning. So if you're living in a van, whatever, here's what I would recommend you to do. Sleeping bag, get in there, put as many blankets as you can on top of that. I've got a thermal waffle top that I'm going to be putting on. I'm going to put a couple sweatshirts on, a couple pairs of sweatpants on, 2 or 3 pairs of socks on. And I'm hoping that should keep me warm for the night. But one thing you need to worry about if you're living in your car in like very cold weather, like you're getting close to zero, is that kind of weather kills car batteries, right? So you could be in a situation where you wake up super cold, it's 0 degrees out, you go to start your car to heat it up and your car doesn't start. So I would recommend that you park somewhere close enough to where you can walk to somewhere like a gas station or a police station or a fire station or somewhere like that can help you, let you in, and you can get warm. So God bless everybody out there that's having to live in this cold weather. And this isn't even the worst. Like Monday is going to be even colder. You can see it's snowing sideways out there right now. So I'm going to be staying close to where I'm at right now, and I'm about maybe like a 5-minute walk away from a Sheetz. So, if I just can't take the cold anymore, I can go walk to Sheetz, get some hot food, and get warmed up. So everybody stay safe out there, man. Stay strong, my friend. Be resilient.
Since I've been living in my car, it's been one of the most degrading, humiliating, and embarrassing things I've ever had to do. Because for those that know me, know that I've always handled my business. I've always taken care of my daughter and busted my butt to make sure I would never, ever, ever be in this position. But the reason why I say it's disgusting is because, number one, I have a bathroom trash can in the backseat with tissue and wipes, stuff like that I have to pee in. You know how disgusting I feel? Do you know how disgusting I feel having to sneak, like, look to this right, look this way, make sure can't nobody see me? And I can only do it at nighttime. I don't do it in the daytime because you can see in my car. So in the daytime, I have to go to gas stations. Anyways, also, climbing over this seat, diabolical. Also, it's cold as hell right now. And I can't just have my car running because gas. Also, I also need an oil change right now because I have had to have my car running like I have. So, also, for me, my pride, my ego, that don't exist. I have to ask, not ask, but it's people offering me showers and stuff, not because I, need one, but it's just like, they offer it, like, you can always come take a shower here. Do you know how, this is also humbling. Also humbling. My wife don't understand what she did while she was trying to just focus on destroying me and lying and covering up her lies. She don't know what she did. But I'm going to tell y'all what she did.
Just because you pay more in rent does not mean you get luxury. I know so many people who complain all the time about how apartment complexes want to charge $1,600-$1,700 for one-bedroom apartments. More money spent on rent does not mean that you're getting everything that you should be getting out of living in a nice apartment complex. And can we talk about how people don't like to accept the fact that it is in our best interest to live within our means, even if living we don't get the flyest of the flyest layouts? What are some of the things that you look for when you're apartment hunting or when you're deciding how much you are willing to pay for an apartment? What are the things that you absolutely have as a non-negotiable for what has to be in your apartment, what has to be in your home, what can't be left out? Because I recently watched a video about Keith Lee talking about how they did his bathroom. They had to dig up the tub or do something like that because it was mold everywhere. Not to mention that there was trash from the builders. It was trash still left under the platform of where they built his tub inside of what I'm sure is a beautiful home.
I 100% agree with what this girl is saying. A lot of people these days living in bigger cities are paying over $2,000 every month just for a studio apartment. And that apartment is so small that you might as well just live in your car, because if you really think about it, what do you have in an apartment that you can't have in your car? Yeah, you need to take a shower or use the bathroom, but surely there's alternative ways. For instance, you could do that at a gym, and a gym membership is $20 a month versus you paying over $2,000 a month for rent for a shoebox, essentially. But at that point, if you put away the social stigma aspect of the situation, what's really different about living in your car versus living in such a tiny studio apartment? Maybe it's better to live in your car and save over $20,000 a year. You could use that money elsewhere better than just paying a landlord.